Look, what do you want?
I want to see what your insides look like.
Well, then turn to page 54.
Oh.
Scary Movie is an unforgettable comedy that blew up the box office with its bright humor and parody references. The film brought together an ensemble of talented actors who embodied unforgettable characters on the screen. But what happened to the actors after the release of this cult film? How did their careers develop, and what did they achieve after filming Scary Movie? You are on the Biographer Express channel. Get comfortable, we're starting. In the comedy parody of popular horror films Scary Movie, Dave played Officer Doofy, and he certainly had a hard time. His image of a fool turned out to be so vivid that fans, when meeting him, still ask him to repeat this epic facial expression.
Special Officer Doofy.
Oh, hi, Doofy. Doofy, listen, is there a problem on campus?
No comment.
Okay.
No comment.
Okay. You know, you look awfully young to be a police officer.
No, I'm 25 and a half years old.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's just many.
So big.
Yeah, he's big.
He began his career as an intern on Saturday Night Live during the 1991 to 1992 season. From there, Dave joined a famous improvisational comedy enterprise, The Second City, where he wrote and directed the multimedia stage show Dave Sheridan's America. After the Scary Movie success, Sheridan continued to actively star in the movies. Comedies and horror films became the basis of his work. In 2001, he received one of the main roles in the comedy Ghost World, and this film was and remains the highest rated in the actor's career. Some of the most famous are also The Devil's Rejects and A Haunted House. Many of his works either failed at the box office or earned very low ratings and were released on DVD. Dave also tried himself as a screenwriter and producer, working with such films as Granny, Loudermilk, and others. In 2015, he portrayed Sheriff Lincoln in The Walking Deceased, a parody film inspired by The Walking Dead. And in 2016, Sheridan co-hosted the Dave and Creech Show podcast with author-podcaster CJ Creech. In recent years, the actor hasn't participated in a single successful film. The comedy Naked, released on Netflix and earned 5.4 points on IMDb, can be considered relatively popular. Unlike some of the other characters in this video, by the time she took part in Scary Movie, Regina Hall had already good acting experience and was starring in a major role. But the real success came to her precisely after participating in the popular horror comedy film. In the movie, Regina played Brenda, the best friend of the main character, Cindy. The role was memorable, and most importantly, Brenda appeared in the sequels. Why is she so remembered? Perhaps it's thanks to the amazing sarcasm of the main character, which is rumored to be inherent in the actress herself. Regina easily switched between comedy and parody elements, emphasizing the grotesqueness and absurdity of situations. It's important to note that the actress also brought her own creative ideas to the creation of Brenda's image. She worked on details to add uniqueness and humor to the character. After the release of the project on the big screens, Regina never ceased to delight the audience, trying to combat different genres in her career and not remain a hostage to one image. It didn't always work out. The actress's filmography of the 2000s was full of melodramas and mid-budget comedies, which didn't always even pay off the costs of film production. The upside is that Hall got major roles in them. But the attempt to prove herself in the drama turned out to be a failure. Law-Abiding Citizen was criticized for excessive cruelty and almost grabbed the NC-17 rating. A successful exception was the melodrama Think Like a Man, which became very successful at the box office and received a lot of good reviews. Besides working in films, the actress actively tries herself in writing and releases her work in various publications, including Ability magazine. Furthermore, the star is known for her active civic position. She often takes part in rallies advocating for equality of gender and race. For the past 10 years, Regina has been constantly working and remains in demand in the industry. For her role in Girls Trip, the actress received an NAACP Image Award nomination. And for her participation in the independent comedy Support the Girls, She was awarded a New York Film Critics Circle Award, becoming the first Black actress to receive it. In 2018, she starred in a dramatic film, The Hate U Give. The movie received recognition from film critics and high scores, a rating of 97% on the Rotten Tomatoes. In 2022, the actress appeared in Adama Ibo's directorial debut, Honk for Jesus, Save Your Soul, where she got the main role. According to Jon, he never planned to start a professional acting career, unlike the other heroes of today's video. He got his first role of Steven in the crime drama Kids in 1995 by accident. At the age of 16, Jon worked at the club where the movie was filmed and tried to get a job as an assistant director. But instead of what he wanted, he was offered to take part in the casting, after which he was approved for a cameo role. It was thanks to that chance that his journey began. In Scary Movie, he played Cindy's boyfriend Bobby. This role brought him recognition and love from the public and critics. Jon also received the MTV Movie and TV Award in the Best Kiss category. After the Scary Movie release, Jon continued his acting career, starring in films and TV series of various sizes. The peak of his acting career fell in the first half of the 2000s. He produced top-rated projects Boiler Room, Meet the Parents, My Boss's Daughter, and Prime. He was invited to participate in the popular series Boston Public, Law & Order Special Victims Unit, and Criminal Minds. He was also DJ Johnny on The Ellen DeGeneres Show in the 4th season, where he actually played himself. But starting in 2006, Jon seemed to have started choosing the wrong roles. Either Paris Hilton got in his way or a low-budget biographical comedy. The situation was somehow saved by television shows with good ratings: The Mentalist, Hawaii 5, and Major Crimes, where the actor had episodic roles. In 2014, the detective story Non-Stop was released, which is currently the actor's most successful film work over the last decade. Since that time, he participated less in movies and started filming other people. In 2016, Abrahams made his debut as a director with the film All at Once. The film was released in 2018. Immediately after that, Jon starred in the crime drama Clover, which he also directed. Abrahams not only supervised the filming, but also took an active part in other aspects of production: casting, music, set design, and much more. This approach to work came to him during the first directorial project, and became a kind of protocol for all his subsequent works. And in 2022, Jon released his third directorial work, the gay slasher thriller Exploited. In the meantime, before continuing the story about the actors and their interesting fates, we suggest subscribing to our channel and clicking on the bell button, so you won't miss new videos about the actors who starred in your favorite movies. By the time of Scary Movie's release, Elizabeth Shannon was already quite famous not only in her modeling career, but also in her acting career. She managed to gain fame for her role in the film American Pie, where she played an exchange student. The nude scene and the film's success did their job. The newly famous actress was offered to play the role of Buffy in Scary Movie. Thanks to these two works, Elizabeth gained the image of a doll who could only be trusted to play the role of beauties. Although Elizabeth dreamed of showing herself as a versatile actress, her appearance took its toll and she was considered a sex symbol of the 2000s. Elizabeth was even invited to pose nude for Playboy and Maxim magazines. After Scary Movie, the actress continued to actively work on herself and her acting. Elizabeth has more than 40 large and small roles, but only a few of them became truly memorable. Shannon's next success was her participation in one of the best New Year's melodramatic comedies, Love Actually, in which she plays the short role of a charming American beauty who was driving Chris Marshall's character crazy. Throughout 2006 to 2013, Shannon occasionally appeared on screens playing minor roles. With the latest part of American Pie, the actress's career in the industry has stalled. Her film works are released extremely rarely and receive poor ratings. Among her more or less memorable ones is a charming barmaid in the film The Outsider, which viewers rated 4 points. Also in 2009, Elizabeth tried herself as the host of the comedy burlesque series Live Nude Comedy. She also starred in Chris Brown's Next to You video as Brown's girlfriend in 2011. In 2019, she reprised her role as Justice in Jay and Silent Bob Reboot. A crime film starring Shannon, Death on the Border, directed by Wendy Wilkins, is expected this year. But apparently, the actress is realizing herself in other areas. She is involved in charity work and plays poker professionally. Moreover, she has been recognized as the sexiest female poker player. Shannon regularly participates in tournaments and wins prizes, which provide her with the opportunity to live comfortably and run the Animal Avengers Foundation, which rescues animals affected by domestic violence. Lochlyn appeared on television long before the Scary Movie release. He began his acting career after receiving a serious sports injury which prevented him from further playing professional hockey. At first, taking into account his musical abilities, Lochlyn immersed himself in music and began performing in clubs in Vancouver and Columbia. Munro's debut work in the cinema was the participation in the thriller about the student fraternity Run, and his participation in the series Northwood and Charmed brought him success. In Scary Movie, he played Greg Philippe, a typical jock and Buffy's boyfriend. He got into the project at the invitation of Keenen Ivory Wayans, brother of Shawn and Marlon Wayans, whom he would later meet in the comedy White Chicks. After Scary Movie, Lochlyn received mostly minor cameo roles. He took on everything that was offered to him and thus starred in more than 200 films, but all of them were of average quality. Thanks to his bright and flexible appearance, the actor easily transformed into heroes of action films, comedies, dramas, and fantasy. And being in good physical shape provided him with student roles for a long time. Since the early 2000s, Munro had been trying out police procedurals, which will become an important part of his career. You can find him in the CSI franchise, NCIS Naval Criminal Investigative Service, Bones, Castle, Major Crimes, and more. He also had a hand in the development of such television projects as Smallville, Dead Like Me, Arrow, and Supernatural. Lochlyn had less luck with roles in films. In his entirely vast filmography, there are very few big-budget or successful films. In 2010, he starred in Alligator X, a film about a giant cloned crocodile with a 4.4 rating on IMDb. 5 years later, Lochlyn appeared as a corrupt police officer in the action movie 12 Rounds 3 Lockdown, which rating was not much higher, 5.1. In 2017, Munro began playing the recurring role of Hal Cooper, aka the Black Hood, on the CW teen drama Riverdale, appearing in 36 episodes. And we could consider this a breakthrough in his career, but low-rated film projects follow again. They were so low-rated that they starred Bruce Willis in the twilight of his career, if you know what we mean. The actor's latest project is the thriller Disquiet, which received negative reviews and earned barely 4 points on film critic sites. By the way, who is your favorite Scary Movie character? Be sure to share your opinions in the comments. Shawn Wayans started filming early. Largely thanks to his creative family, Shawn's older brothers and sisters became showmen, directors, and actors. The actor's first role was in the comedy I'm Gonna Get You Sucka, but he soon joined the cast of the popular comedy series In Living Color, directed by his brother Keenen Ivory. Then he realized his talent on television and even appeared in the popular comedy Don't Be a Menace to South Central While Drinking Your Juice in the Hood. And therefore, Wayans came to Scary Movie with experience and an established image. He managed to play an important role both behind the scenes and on screen. After all, Shawn was also one of the film's screenwriters, so his influence on the project was significant. In this film, the actor played the role of Ray. But after the comedy's success, Shawn's acting career did not work out. You could hardly count a dozen projects in which he tried to realize himself both as a screenwriter and director. Among them are White Chicks and Little Man, where the actor shared the lead role with his brother Marlon. The films were enthusiastically received by the audience and earned good box office at the cinema. Currently, Shawn Wayans does not act in films, but from time to time he does voice acting for characters. He also focused on his musical career performing in small American clubs. Apparently, Shawn does not regret the acting decline. He has 3 children. Who knows, maybe they will continue their creative dynasty and will also soon start acting in films. Marlon, Shawn's brother, also starred in Scary Movie. However, he got the role of Shorty not because of family connections, but for his outstanding talent as a comedian. Besides playing one of the main roles, Marlon participated in writing the script. His input helped create the film's atmosphere, full of funny references and allusions to other horror films and blockbusters. Many considered him frivolous because the concept of comedian was perceived that way. After Scary Movie, Marlon Wayans continued to develop in the comedy genre, starring in other projects. However, not all of them have been successful. Apart from the previously mentioned collaborations with Shawn, he also starred in The Lady Killers and The Heat, which became the most rated. Also, he managed to expand his creative potential and play roles in dramatic film projects such as Requiem for a Dream, On the Rocks, and Respect. The latter work was nominated for a Grammy in 2 categories. An attempt to parody famous franchises in the films A Haunted House and 50 Shades of Black failed miserably. And 50 Shades of Black was even nominated for a Golden Raspberry Award. But the actor doesn't get upset and continues to joke. He is also a vocal advocate for stopping canceling culture from extending to humor. In 2017, NBC gave him his own sitcom Marlon with 10 episodes, which was later renewed for a 2nd season, where he also managed to act as a writer and producer. Unlike his brother, he continues his acting career and comedic activities and performs with his own stand-up show. During the Scary Movie filming, actress Anna Faris played one of the main roles, Cindy Campbell. This franchise became a landmark project in her career. Before this, Faris had only played a few cameo roles in low-budget films. After the first part release, the actress starred in the next 3 movie sequels. But despite the money and fame that suddenly fell upon her, Anna found herself trapped. The young woman unwittingly became a hostage to the role. The directors wanted to see her in her usual role, and the audience perceived her as a shallow, simple-minded Cindy Campbell. Having played several more similar roles in low-budget comedies, Anna no longer hoped for a dramatic role when she received an invitation to star in Sofia Coppola's film Lost in Translation. Bill Murray and Scarlett Johansson shared the lead roles, but Kelly, Anna's character, was also an important part of the plot. Another opportunity to appear in the drama was the actress's participation in the drama Brokeback Mountain, but she got only a cameo part. Despite the fact that Anna coped well with dramatic roles, she continued to be offered only comedy projects. Template comedies have become the basis of Faris's filmography. Relatively successful ones were Waiting, Just Friends, duet with Ryan Reynolds, and What's Your Number with Chris Evans. Just Friends received good reviews and brought the actress an MTV Movie and TV Awards nomination in the Best Kiss category. Well, how can we not mention Anna's participation in the famous show Friends, where she played the naive blonde Erica, who is carrying Monica and Chandler's child. At the same time, she voiced cartoons and posed nude for men's glossy magazines, thereby proving that not only languid beauties, but also girls who know how to laugh at themselves and those around them can be sexy. The actress can be found on the covers of Cosmopolitan, Ray-Gun, and Playboy magazines. And The New Yorker called Anna Hollywood's most original comic actress. The last major project are the main roles in the comedy The Dictator and the sitcom Mom, in partnership with Allison Janney. Besides, the blonde is not afraid to make a statement. So in 2023, she starred nude in a Super Bowl 57 commercial. The video played on the biblical theme, only with an avocado instead of an apple. As you can see, not all the Scary Movie actors were able to change roles and use their wild success for the benefit of their future careers. But each of them had a hand in a funny film that would be remembered for a long time. And that's worth something. If you want to know about the fate of actors from other cult franchises, click on the video that appeared on your screen. There, you will learn interesting facts from the filming of your favorite movies. And of course, about the lives of those without whom these movies wouldn't have been so wonderful. But don't forget to like this video first. You were watching Biographer Express. See you soon.